Hi, YouTube. I hope you're all doing good. I'm doing okay. I went outside early and got the kitties fed, and um, I might have Doug on again soon. He did make some really good points, and I did surprise him. So, more on that in a little bit. What's on my mind is I was listening to Lionel Nation and Lionel Legal, and Lionel Legal, he was talking about, well, and Nation, but, well, anyway, on his channels, he was talking about laws that could be made. How would we write a law protecting children in the school from uh, adult sexual battery? What types of how could it be worded to protect the children, to write laws into um, the whole United States or state by state? Just thinking on how the wording would go for all of that. And Lionel had mentioned that, and that's a pretty big deal. And he did make a point too. At first, I didn't think it was such a very big deal on calling people that are attracted to children just pedophiles. It is battery against children. There's not, it's not an, I don't see it as an attraction. I see it as a decimation of a child. It's the end of their childhood right there. Even a perv looking at a kid or saying something just out of place towards a child is harming that child and their childhood, you know. So maybe more on that in a little bit, but yeah. So back to what Doug was talking about yesterday, and he was trying to talk about that radioactive uranium and how um government the government, now I don't know who and I don't know on what platform, but from what I understand, some like general or something had said, talked about how these armaments like tanks and different things were made out of metal with the dirty uranium in there and sent over to Ukraine and just parked there. That equipment is toxic. Well, to me, I think innocent people would be harmed doing that too. So, I mean, what now? And I can't talk if I go and talk about like Putin or any of the rest of shit for like who's working for who and who's working with who and what's it all about. We can't really say anything like that. And so I don't dare go live with Doug on something like that because um, I could end up losing my channel. So I gotta be really careful about that. It's just like yesterday when I was recording them, at least I could have like shut it off and just not uploaded it. And last time, that's probably what I should have done. But anyway, cheers, everybody. He's out doing some shopping and getting a haircut. And I told him after he did, when he's looking a little sharper, because I did surprise him, but then I would put him on and um, give him a chance to uh, look a little better and presentable and stuff. And I did surprise him on purpose because I knew it was the perfect timing for him to say something and then to see himself on here and think, gee, I can reach a lot of people because he does have a lot to say when he's not acting ridiculous or selfish or anything. And I do believe the Spirit of God is going stronger in a lot of people. And maybe he can reach some of his bloodline out there that really needs to wake up for themselves. I mean, they're not bothering me. They really aren't. My life is my life every day, no matter who does what out in this world. I don't really care, but I mean, when it comes to kids of anybody's kids or people in general, like everybody's like kids this, kids that, everybody. Just about when you get old enough, everybody's your kid. You know what I mean? You'll see what I mean. You'll look at everybody. You can look a 70-year-old or a 80-year-old in the eye and see the baby in there, you know. Not that they're childish, but that you can just, when you can picture everybody as God's baby like that, you know you're connected to uh, God in a big way. So that's one hint. If you think, how much closer could I get to God? Like I say, when you can look in the eyes of a ancient human being and think, wow, that person was once a tiny baby, and see the baby in them, then you've made it. So, and to have the feeling to want to take care of them like that, when you have that feeling, you're on top of things. So sometimes it's hard, people. I know that. Oh, I know it. But it's still there in me. Even if I get a little spunky sometimes towards somebody, it's like I really don't hate them. You know, I might, given certain circumstances, but typically I don't, you know, so yeah. But yeah, I sent Doug's little video into his group, and it looked like some people from there joined us, so that was nice. I've been trying to get him to upload a video on his channel. He does have a YouTube channel, his name, and then he's got his thumbnail is a motor out of the rat rod. So yeah, that he built the whole car. Well, it's a little truck, but yeah. So yeah, and I was listening to Lionel, how he's talking about people and being professional and being on here and like don't do profile shots and don't get too close and all that stuff. Okay, whatever you say, I know, but I like the way I do things, and I'm not going to sit there and hold my head a certain way just because it's going to appear better. I mean, if I'm chopping off my head, that's different. But you know, you even got to see part of my messy house because I've got stuff like in the back bedroom, my laundry room, and in the kitchen that belongs in the bathroom because we're in the middle of now. It's turned into a remodeling job, and we're waiting for this medicine cabinet, and then we're going to probably put paneling up in there, fresh paneling or something. So it's turned into a bigger project, and the tub has rust stain. I've been trying because we have hard water here, and I mean, even if, I mean, I squirt it every day and scrub it, but it's still got this stain where the water goes down that we might have to use a little bit of muriatic acid but we'd have to like open up the windows, and Doug could put on one of his masks for painting or whatever, and do it like and keep the animals and stuff away from it. So it's a little bigger job than just saying a person's going to do it, you know. Although he said he was going to do it, but he's been pretty busy. Well, too, his back went out. I think he's got to make an appointment to go to the chiropractor, but I think his new bed is helping him. He went to bed early last night and then got up early, which is really rare for him lately. Or lately, yeah, it's rare for him. Unless in all reality, some of the worst times of his life. One time, and this is no baloney, after he got through paying child support, which a lot of dads don't even do, and then she had the option to, um, the mother and the child, to have more money coming in if his daughter had chose to go to college, then he would have paid for like I think 3 more years. But one time he had 25 cents left on a check, and he just took it and whipped it into the, I think it was when his dad had died or his dad was sick, and he had lost some days of work because what do you do, because his mom needed help and different things. So, and I was working and helped pull us through, but it was just the issue of some fathers do pay their child support and can barely live themselves because of that. Well, two, you better be careful who you marry. You know, if it doesn't work out, it could be a little bit costly, you know. But I do respect him for that. I always have, because my kids did not get that. In fact, they got royally hosed in more ways than I care to go into right at this moment. But yeah, so he can be a very honorable person in a lot of ways. And I'm just praying that the best of those qualities start becoming apparent to everybody so he can help other people. Because I really do think he wants to. There's times he's done far more harm to people than he has. Well, or maybe not. You know, God works in mysterious ways and uses people in different ways, so you never know, you know. But yeah, I think I told you, if I get cut off, I might be back, and I do love you all. But if it's this camera, I'm not rich. There's not much I can do about a lot of stuff a lot of times. Oh, I just froze. Did you see that? Yeah, I think you did. Wow, that was freaky. Wow. Just when I was saying if I get cut off and it stopped for a second, it's like, what? Satan, are you in there? Get out of my phone, you little creepazoid. So, yeah, I'll still show you when we get done with that bathroom. It might even be a month. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to do in there. I got a shelf I've got to put together and make, and it's more like making it than just putting it together. But I picked it out and I told Doug I will build that. It's not a big deal. I mean, I'm capable, you know, but there's just so much more, you know. The floor needs a floor. It's got some, he already started working on that a few years ago, but he's got to put more support under there, and then we're going to probably put like, I want some um Probably linoleum or something I'm allergic to, like everything, but I want it to probably look like marble. I'm thinking like maybe a gray and white, or I'm really into like gray tones lately. I don't know why. I think because it's starting to go with my hair. No, I've always loved gray. I really have. Everything kind of goes with it, you know. So it's not like the Masonic checkerboard playing both sides of the fence like they're black and white, and like in government, right and left, and that's what that is all about, playing both sides of the fence, riding right down the middle. You're just gray. Well, my personality is like that in a sense, unless it concerns the kids, then it's totally all black, and I'm not hiding that at all. I will not hide that. Everything else is really, really white all the time. But don't mess with the kid. Or really any person. Don't mess with nobody around me. You'll pay for it, you know. And don't mess with me. You'll pay for it too. Try it. Think you'll get away with it? No, you won't. Because I can see you, you know, and I don't look. But I could if I wanted to. But I will put something in your future and you'll know it's from me. It's called a little gift, airmail, you know, via airmail. Get it? Mail. So if I tell the guy who delivers the airmail, well, I don't even really have to say anything. You'll get what you give. Just being a little goofy, but in all reality, it is true. But don't forget that about the Masons and the government. That checkerboard, that is what that means, that they will play both sides of the fence. That's what they do. And that's how they work together, and they compromise within themselves to make everything go around. Just like one war will pay one country for the armaments that they build and sell, and that country gets rich off of that, and then a couple countries will participate in the wars, and then the people that are displaced will go in and practically ruin another country, that country's government can take over control of all those people and use them in this modern slavery system that they've got going on, you know? And it's a continuous thing. So, seems a little gloomy out today. Now, here goes my profile again. Yeah, it is. It's gray. I haven't seen any chemtrail planes or none of that for quite a while, but I do wonder if they're like spraying higher than what we can see, or if they've released like Chinese type balloons that have stuff in it, or because there's all kinds of orbs that people are seeing all over the globe. What's up with that? You know, I don't believe in aliens like other people do. Go ahead and believe it if you want, but as far as I have been human, and I've seen rotten human beings that could be categorized as lizard people, but they're still in a human body. And then when people, like, once again, will compare, like, what is God? How could you describe what is God in a physical form? Although, yes, we're made in His image, but obviously His capabilities without his image is something that we can't conceive. So, how could you describe God? You can't as a human, you know. You can describe Christ as a human because that's who he made Christ to come down here and help mankind, you know. But that is not who God is. So these people that tell you, this is what makes up their God, or I'm watching a pretty good movie. It's got some falsehoods in it, but it's the story of Joseph. It's a movie, like a 3 hour long movie or something. I started watching that last night. It's pretty good. I can really relate to some of the things that he went through, you know, really. So, quite a bit of it, really. So, yeah. But yeah, if you want to check it out, I'll probably share it when I'm done. I'll let you know what I thought about the whole thing. I started getting kind of sleepy, so I have to go back and catch up on it. It was really actually um, the beginning of the whole thing when they were setting up the story of what happened to him that I found untruths in it. So, like, if you set people up with a certain set of untruths on a whole story, those untruths are going to stick with you through that whole story if you don't know any better. And then you'll have problems. Yeah. Oh, Doug got us these candles. They are wax candles, which freaked me out because I didn't believe him at first when he said it was. So they came in the mail, and I unwrapped them, and he was still sleeping. I didn't know what it was, and took it out, and I was reading, and it said it was a gift for me. So I'm reading it, and it's LED candles, and they're made out of wax. Um, so and it's got a little remote control. They send you two remote controls. It's a set of 9 candles. So what you do is you use the one remote control until that expires. Then you use the other one, and they either flicker or they have a steady burn, or you can turn it has a dimmer. So you can do all that with them. And then when the second little remote control battery expires, you can melt these candles down and make one big candle and put a wick in there if you know how to make a wick. And I used to make candles, so I wouldn't have a problem doing that, aside from I'm allergic to paraffin wax because it's a petroleum product, and people would say beeswax, that too, allergic to it. But yeah, but they are cool. And I'm gonna get all my batteries set in them and then put them back in the box, because then if we have emergency, you know, I have some other like LED, one of them illuminary lamps. You just pop the top open and it hangs, and it'll like illuminate a whole room. One of them, so, and some other regular candles for like hard times, just in case. You never know, you know. I don't know if like we're preparing for the apocalypse, or it is the apocalypse. You know, everybody's learning a whole lot out here, and it is an exciting time to be alive like that, and nothing like towards what is happening to the children. None of that is new. It's just that people are starting to realize that this has happened to a lot of us in one way or another. I mean, How many of you raise your hand if you went to school and there was like a teacher that was a perv and you just knew it and all the kids knew it too and you knew to stay away from that one freakazoid teacher type like that? You knew it. And, see, that's something that shouldn't even be a thing on this planet. A child shouldn't have to worry about being called sexy or something when they're 12 years old by some perverted creature, male, female, or same sex, or whatever this crap that goes on in this world. I mean, that they can't be safe when they're away from their parents. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, not a whole lot more going on here right now. I'm just I'm thinking, how would I word it if I had to write a bill that I was going to put before the Senate or my local legislation in my state? How would I word it that I wouldn't want drag shows, adult sexual content, or it wouldn't even have to be that. Adult entertainment, adult issues, adult language, keeping that away from kids, adult content. I don't know. How would you word that? How would we word that? Presenting that to our government to let them know that we don't want this crap around these kids. You know, if you have any ideas, kindly write it in the comments. You know, I'm not one of these do this, do that, but I'll tell you something. Here's something that you might not know. I just started on the 31st of March because somebody that was really, really cruel to me and my children, it was his birthday on the 31st. And I used his birthday to like one of my own videos for the very first time after 1,500 videos. I thought, well, I'll give myself a gift on his birthday because I never had before. I thought I'd just see who was going to like it and who wasn't, and who would comment and who wouldn't, and who actually cared and who doesn't, those types of things. So, yeah, it's important to me. And I do know how wise I am and how much I actually do know on this planet, and how lucky people really are that I even take the time to open my mouth because I'm not I'm not reading from a script. I'm giving you a piece of my life on a daily basis. And it hasn't always been easy, and no matter what I've had to face, I've always faced it honestly and bravely. And I hope you would be proud to call me your friend, you know? And I want to be proud to call some people my friends too. So make me proud. Help me do some things that need to be done on this planet for other people. So let me know what you think about the children. I mean, what language do we use the First Amendment to keep certain language and actions away from the children? What do we do? What do we say? How do we present this? We have some thinking to do and some figuring to do and some information to put forward to let our public officials know that we're taking this serious, even if they aren't, and to force their hands. It's time that these people really do stand up in force for the rights of people, the God given rights that were written into our laws that are natural for humans all the way around the world. You know? So, all right, I'm going to let you go, and I want you to have the most beautiful, wonderful week. Don't be afraid of anything, everybody. Nothing's really changed in this world, and everything will be okay. And you know God wins. Well, this is how. Never be quiet, and don't let them force you to do anything you don't want to do. We don't consent to any of their shenanigans, period. The word is no. Just say no. We're not doing that. Be strong. Stand up for you and your children and your family. I love you. I love y'all. Peace from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.